Welcome back to the Wind Up with Will. I'm your host, Will, here with another video. I know it's been a couple weeks. I've been super busy helping at Bible school at the church I go to down here. I've been watching a lot of college baseball. And if you didn't know, and you're going to know from this video, Murray State University, my school, has made it all the way to the College World Series, which is essentially the Elite Eight of NCAA baseball. It's the final 8 teams. They get to go to Omaha, which is where the tournament's held every year, and they're split into two 4-team miniature brackets. That it's double elimination. The winners of each of those 4-team brackets meet in the final best of 3. So I'm going to give you a quick rundown of how we got here. So Murray State made the NCAA tournament this year for only their 4th appearance all time in the tournament. First time since 2003 that Murray has been in the baseball playoffs. They were kind of underseeded. So what they do is they have 16 national seeds, so teams that are ranked 1 through 16, and each of those teams get to host a region. And then within each region, there's 4 teams, and each of those 4 teams are then seeded 1 through 4. It's a little complicated, but once you see the bracket and how it's laid out, it's not so hard to understand. 4 teams to a region. The highest seeded team in the region is one of the 16 national seeds. They get to host the region. Murray State was not a national seed, even though they had an incredible year. Probably not good enough for a national seed, but where we were seeded was kind of low because in our region, we were kind of expected to be within any region we got put in to be a 3 seed, essentially. Be the 3rd best team in that region and get to play the 2 seed within the region, or the number 2 team within the region. But Murray got a hard, somewhat difficult region with the number 10 team in the nation, Ole Miss. And we got seeded the 4th seed. Ole Miss is the host team, so we have to play them the first game. Double elimination tournament. Murray beats Ole Miss game 1, thrilling game. Then they beat Georgia Tech in game 2 to reach the finals, undefeated. Ole Miss beats Western and then Georgia Tech to make it to the finals with a rematch with Murray State. They shellac us in the first game. It's still double elimination. Ole Miss has to win 2 games. They shellac us in game 1. It's looking like, man, this is coming down to tomorrow. Can Murray hit enough to do it? And Murray did. Got out to a 12-3 lead. The pitching was shaky. Nearly blew the game. Hold on to win 12-11. For the first time ever, Murray State wins a region in the baseball playoffs and goes to the super regional playoffs. Extremely exciting. We match up with Duke in a best of 3 to get to go. The winner goes to College World Series. Murray lost game 1 to Duke by a score 7-4, 7-1 for a long portion of the game. I'm sorry, 7-2 for a large portion of the game, and then Murray scored 2 runs late in the game to make it 7-4, make it kind of close, make it a little interesting, with a little of hope going in to game 2. And what Murray has done all year long is hit. They've been phenomenal hitting wise. It was what I was worried coming into this season for Murray State, is they were losing several good hitters last year, but they were able to replace them, and the team just rakes. 1 through 9, this team hits. They find ways to grind out at bats, to get under the pitcher's skin, and pump up the pitch counts, be annoying, and find ways to get hits and come through in clutch moments. They've done it all year long. They've done it in the playoffs, and they were able to do it against Duke, coming back in game 2 and shellacking Duke 19-9. Just phenomenal offensive performance. I also should mention Dustin Mercer. This guy doesn't get enough credit I think even amongst some Murray fans, he's somewhat not seen as how good of a hitter he is. The guy's batting over 350. In the regional tournament against Ole Miss, he had 7 doubles, meaning when he hit the ball, he got to second base. He got a double 7 times, seven doubles in a region. That ties the record in the NCAA playoff history. 7 doubles in one region for one player. He set the NCAA record with 4 doubles in one game. Phenomenal hitter. Again, this guy was hitting as well in the Duke series. 1 through 9, Murray's got guys like this that can hit Jonathan Hogarth that leads off is perhaps their best hitter. Carson Garner, who bats third's great. Dom Decker's driven in a lot of runs and come through with clutch hits. Dan Talkin doesn't have the best average or a ton of home runs. He's only got like 10 or 11 home runs, but he's got well over 70 RBIs on the season, and he bats sixth a lot of games. Murray just finds ways to get hits and score runs, and they've done it all year long. They did it against Duke in Game 2 to win 19-9, forced winner take all this past Monday night on ESPN. It was the only game on. All the other series have been decided. Everyone's watching this. It's on ESPN, on national television, and Murray had quite the thrilling game against Duke. They fell behind early, they got the early lead 2-0 off of a Jonathan Hogarth homer, Dom Decker's single. Then Duke came storming back, took the lead 3-2. In the seventh inning, Jonathan Hogarth hits another home run to tie it 3-3. And then in the top of the eighth, Luke Mastoni. I was actually at Bible school, was about to go home to watch the game, and I walk into where they have refreshments and whatnot. Everyone's watching it on a television. I get to see the home run where we take the lead by Luke Mastoni. So exciting. Everyone's happy. It just awesome moment to take the lead. Then Dan Talkin, I think initially during the game scored a triple, but according to ESPN now, it was now changed to a double. But drove in another run, makes it 5-3. Duke fights back, gets to get it to 5-4, but Murray's stellar relief pitcher Graham Kellum just comes in and is able to shut the door. And like my dad said the other day, if Murray needs him to not give up 3 runs, he'll only give up 2. If they need him to not give up 2 runs, he'll only give up 1. It's like he's always good enough to close out the game. Even if he gives up a run or 2, he's going to close out the game. That's what he did. Murray wins. And there was a little controversy in that game, too. There was a attempted double play. The Duke runner broke up the play. Initially, the umpire called that it was a double play, that there was interference by the runner. So it's 2 outs, game over. Murray rushes the field, storms it. Duke challenges, and they reverse the call, saying that there was no interference. The runner at first is safe. The runner at second was out due to the force out. Even though he broke up the double play, he is out. And to be honest, I don't really think that it should have been called. My dad and some other people were saying by the letter of the law, that is probably how it should be called. I don't know. I feel like it'd be a horrible way for Duke to lose the game. And part of me thinks it's not quite the fair way for Murray to win either. I'd rather see us grind it out, get a strikeout, or make a play, rather than the umpire just determine that it should be a double play. But I was worried that we were going to blow the lead. We ran out on the field, got excited, and now we're having to compose ourselves for one more out as the call is reversed. But Murray does it. They get the out. We're going to the College World Series. This is exciting. It's awesome. And if you don't know anything about Murray, Kentucky, it is a small town of 18,000 people. It's a smaller university with about 9,000, a little under 10,000 students. And this is a basketball school. We've always been a basketball school. Got a great history of basketball, even before my guy John Morant over here. Even before he came to Murray, and well, I was lucky enough to see him while he was at Murray. Even before he was at Murray, there was great basketball tradition. But there's not a ton of, even though there's been baseball history and success, it's never been postseason success. It's been having a lot of good seasons and having a lot of winning records and having some good players that have made it to the majors, but never having postseason success. And for only our 4th appearance all time in the baseball tournament, we're going all the way to the College World Series. It's essentially like making it to the Elite Eight in basketball. It's just a crazy run. And there is a buzz in the air down here in this small town. There's signs everywhere in front of every business saying, way to go Racers, Omaha. and it's Omaha, and it's got the M in Omaha is the Racers logo. So I think that's really cool. There's a buzz in the air. Everyone's talking about it. People who aren't even baseball fans, people who aren't even really sports fans, I hear them all talking about it. It's just an awesome thing for Western Kentucky as a whole, for this area, and for Murray, Kentucky. You know, this small little town. It's a big town to me. I grew up in a town of 200 people, but compared to a lot of other cities, and especially a lot of other college cities and towns, it's fairly small, with only like 18,000 people. But it's super exciting that Murray's made it to the College World Series. I couldn't be more stoked than I am. And I'm actually lucky enough that I'm getting to go to the College World Series in Omaha this coming weekend. I'm actually in a wedding on Saturday, so I will not be there for game one when Murray plays. But we're driving up Sunday, and we're going to see game two Monday. Win or lose, they're going to play Monday. It's double elimination. So we're going to get to see them play one game, and I'm so excited to get to go see my Racers in the College World Series. And it's just fun seeing so many people around the country and all over social media and all over the state of Kentucky pulling for the Murray State Racers. You know, I've waited my whole life for something like this, and it is just absolutely exciting that we've made it this far, that the accomplishments this team have put in, giving praise to God the whole way, just the humbleness of our coach, and you see his son run out on the field, just him embracing him. And you know, I think we have become not just the Cinderella story of this postseason, but almost America's team in a way. Just the way people talk about us, I've got to think that a huge portion of the country, if their team is out of it, they're probably pulling for us. A small town team, our coach isn't making the big bucks like the big coaches. There's a lot of people talking bad about our field. It's a good looking field. We just don't have the best facilities. We don't have an indoor hitting cage. We don't have like a giant grandstand or giant stadium like Ole Miss or Arkansas or Tennessee. We have just a pretty basic stadium, like a little grandstand that can hold a few hundred people. I think people online were saying 800 people. I never knew the amount. But I remember being a kid, and it was just a little hill, and people came and sat in lawn chairs and watched the game. There was no stands. Um, it to see us go from basically playing at a high school field to improving our facilities where we have an actual stands, and there's talks of, and there, of course, we're going to improve the facilities now, but there was talks of them getting a new fence next year and maybe a new scoreboard. But you know, I got to think there's going to be some money put in the program now, and I really hope so. This has been a terrific run, and win or lose, for them to just make it this far is awesome. It's awesome for the university. It's awesome for those players, for all the hard work they put in, for the commitment to the program, for to coach Dan Skirka, for believing in the program, for staying here, for getting the right kind of players, and doing it without any NIL money. These guys are basically not getting paid any NIL money, from my understanding. That might change next year, but it's been a terrific run, and I am just so excited for the College World Series. And as Peyton Manning always liked to say, Omaha, Omaha. I am excited for Omaha. I'm excited for the College World Series, and I hope Murray State can. Maybe they can win it all. You never know. Fresno State did it as a 4 seed way back in 2008. So you never know. This is quite the Cinderella run. I'm just enjoying it. I'm enjoying every minute of it right now, and just love seeing people talking about it online and talking about my school, my university, my team, and I just cannot wait for this weekend. That's all I've got in this video. I hope to see you all soon. Let me know in the comments who you're pulling for in the College World Series. Who do you think is going to win it all? Is it going to be my Racers? And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.